Welcome to Spectrum News at 10. I am Emedion James, coming to you live from Uyo. Let's take a look at today's headlines. President Tinubu asks governors to empower underprivileged individuals. National Assembly postpones plenary resumption to March 5th. Plus, Netanyahu says Israel is facing challenging days with Iran and US. We'll bring you details of the stories and more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. Many thanks for staying tuned. First in the news this morning is that President Bola Tinubu has called on Muslims and Christian leaders in the country to show greater compassion for the poor and underprivileged by pursuing policies that cater to the needs of the majority in the grassroots. The president made the call on Monday while hosting governors for the breaking of an interfaith fast at the presidential villa. He said the simultaneous periods of abstinence and penitence for both religions underscore a common humanity. Disclosing this in a statement, presidential spokesperson Bayo Onanuga noted that President Tinubu gave opportunities for leaders in both religions to reflect further on the plight of others and to design programs that will directly impact the livelihoods of many. The president said more could be achieved, especially in reducing poverty and empowering the youth. Meanwhile, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has said that President Bola Tinubu has expressed excitement over the proposed establishment of the Lagos International Financial Center, LIFC. The governor has also stressed that the LIFC project, conceived about 2 years ago, was designed to attract international capital, deepen financial markets, and create sustainable economic opportunities for Nigeria. Sanwo-Olu disclosed this during a welcome dinner held in honor of delegates attending the Nigerian Foreign Direct Investment Training Program at the Mola University of Cambridge, United Kingdom. Speaking at the event, the governor said stakeholders should be proud of the president's support for the project, adding that the financial center is intended to strengthen Nigeria's global economic positioning. Away from that, the federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to tackling ecological and environmental challenges confronting oil-producing communities across the country, declaring that their immense contributions to Nigeria's economy will never be taken for granted. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, gave the assurance in Abuja while receiving a delegation of royal fathers from Okpe Kingdom led by the Oroje of Okpe Kingdom, Orogyu First, Major General Felix Mujakboru. Akume acknowledged that decades of oil exploration and exploitation in host communities have resulted in serious ecological consequences, including environmental degradation, coastal and gully erosion, flooding, and other related challenges. He said the federal government is fully aware of the environmental toll of oil production and has instituted measures to mitigate the impact on affected communities. According to him, the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation through the Ecological Project Office will collaborate with the Federal Ministry of Environment to develop a deliberate and strategic response to address the concerns raised by the Okpe monarch. From the legislature, the National Assembly has announced a postponement of its plenary resumption, moving the schedule from today, February 24th, 2026, to Thursday, March 5th, 2026. The decision was communicated through a statement signed by the Clerk of the National Assembly, Kamoru Ogunlana. The postponement is intended to allow committees sufficient time to complete ongoing budget defense sessions with ministries, departments, and agencies. The adjustment comes as lawmakers continue detailed scrutiny of the 2026 Appropriation Bill, with several committees still engaging government agencies to ensure comprehensive budget evaluation. Both the Senate and House of Representatives are expected to resume plenary proceedings promptly at 11 a.m. on the new date. The National Assembly leadership expressed regret for any inconvenience caused by the shift and urged all members to note the rescheduled session. From the Green Chambers, the House of Representatives has pledged strict oversight of the proposed 98 billion naira 2026 budget of the Federal Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation, vowing to ensure accountability and value for money. The lawmakers also resolved to undertake nationwide inspections of dams, irrigation schemes, and other critical water infrastructure to independently verify project implementation and performance. The commitment was made during a budget defense session of the House Committee on Water Resources, where the Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Joseph Ustav, presented the ministry's 2026 estimate and provided update on execution of the 2025 budget. Presenting the proposal, the minister explained that the 98 billion naira allocation would largely be used to complete ongoing dam and irrigation projects across the country, with the goal of expanding irrigated agriculture and strengthening national food security. He said the ministry is also prioritizing flood control and drought mitigation in response to increasing climate variability and extreme weather patterns. In a separate development, former Kaduna State Governor Nasser El-Rufai has filed a 1 billion naira fundamental rights enforcement suit against the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, over the alleged unlawful invasion of his Abuja residence. El-Rufai, through his team of lawyers, led by Oluwole Iyamu, son, is challenging the validity of a search warrant issued on February 4th by the Chief Magistrate of the Magistrates Court of the FCT, listed as the second respondent in the suit. In the originating motion on notice, the former governor sued ICPC as the first respondent, while the Chief Magistrates Court of the FCT, Abuja Magisterial District, the Inspector General of Police, and the Attorney General of the Federation were named as second to fourth respondent, respectively. In a suit filed by Iyamu, El-Rufai sought 7 reliefs. He prayed the court to declare that the search warrant authorizing the search and seizure at his residence was invalid, null, and void. The former governor also asked the court to declare that the invasion and search of his residence at House 12, Mabila Street, Aso Drive, Abuja, amount to a gross violation of the applicant's fundamental right to dignity of human person, personal liberty, fair hearing, and privacy under Section 34, 35, 36, and 37 of the Constitution. We move now to Africa, where Chad has shut its border with neighboring Sudan following clashes linked to the conflict in Sudan that claimed the lives of 5 Chadian soldiers. The Chadian government announced the closure, citing repeated incursion and violations committed by force in Sudan's conflict. According to Chadian officials, fighting between Sudan's paramilitary rapid support forces and troops loyal to Sudan's government unfolded in the border town of Tin. Reports by the United Nations say the war in Sudan has unleashed the world's worst and largest human crisis, as well as displaced millions. On the foreign scene, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said that Israel was facing complex and challenging days as tensions escalate between the United States and Iran, following President Donald Trump's threat of strikes should Tehran refuse to accept a new nuclear agreement. The premier further highlighted Israel's close military cooperation with the U.S. as Washington continues to build up its military presence near Iran and in the Middle East. So on the foreign scene, Metropolitan Police says Lord Mendelssohn has been released on bail hours after his arrest on suspicion of misconduct in public office. The Metropolitan Police said the 72-year-old man was released pending further investigation. Recall that Lord Mendelssohn was arrested at an address in Camden, North London on Monday and taken to a police station for interview. The force launched an investigation earlier this month of allegations that while he was serving as a government minister, Lord Mendelssohn had passed on market-sensitive government information to the late convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Still to come in the news. Benjamin Sesko rescues Manchester United as it defeats Everton 1-0 in Premier League. Stay tuned for details of this in just a moment. Many thanks for staying tuned. Now let's go over to the concluding part of today's stories. On a business news, the federal government has advanced discussions with China's GCL Group on a proposed $5.7 billion investment package aimed at strengthening power generation, mining and industrial manufacturing. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, received the high-level delegations in Abuja led by Senator Orji Kalu. The talks are part of Nigeria's border strategy to attract strategic capital inflows that will accelerate industrial growth. According to report, proposals under consideration include large-scale energy projects, mineral processing facilities, and new factories designed to create jobs, expand export, and add value to local resources. Officials say the initiative aligns with reforms introduced under President Bola Tinubu, which have been credited with boosting investor confidence. Edun emphasized that the early engagement reflects Nigeria's determination to shift from raw commodity export to domestic production, thereby strengthening energy security, industrial capacity, and long-term economic growth. Still in business, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Olayemi Cardoso, has advocated coordinated reforms in cross-border digital payment as a catalyst for inclusive growth, stronger financial stability, and deeper global financial integration across developing economies. The CBN governor said efficient and reliable payment systems are fundamental to economic inclusion. He, however, stressed that building systems capable of attracting broad participation requires tackling persistent challenges such as high remittance charges, prolonged settlement timelines, fragmented infrastructure, and heavy compliance obligations. According to him, reforms within the financial system are designed to eliminate these bottlenecks and deliver a seamless, efficient payment ecosystem that benefits households, businesses, and institutions alike. In health, the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare and Medipol firm have formalized a service-level agreement to strengthen coordination and governance within Nigeria's medicine procurement and supply chain systems. The agreement is part of ongoing efforts to improve efficiency and alignment in the sourcing and distribution of essential medicine nationwide. Speaking at the signing ceremony, the Coordinating Minister for Health and Social Welfare, Mohammed Bate, emphasized the importance of coordinated and transparent approaches in strengthening healthcare systems. Bate noted that structured demand coordination can over time provide greater predictability within the pharmaceutical market and support stronger domestic manufacturing capacity. Still in health, as the Lassa fever outbreak surges in the country, claiming 70 lives in less than 2 months, the Director General of the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, Dr. Jide Idris, has attributed delays in detection and response in some states to high specimen transportation costs, reporting inconsistency, and weak data validation systems. He further highlighted poor internet connectivity and lack of funds to procure data as factors affecting real-time reporting. The NCDC DG, in an interview with Newsman, explained that transporting samples from remote communities to state laboratories remained expensive and challenging, particularly in hard-to-reach areas. Idris noted that getting specimens from local areas to state hospitals was costly, adding that fuel prices and transportation costs affected turnaround time. Let's move now to sports, where Benjamin Sesko came to rescue again for Manchester United as it defeated Everton 1-0 in Premier League. The Slovenia international, who was left on bench by Michael Carrick for the third time in his last 4 games, scored the goal off the bench that sealed all the 3 points for Michael Carrick's side. The victory moves United into 4th place, 3 points clear of Chelsea, and now just 3 behind 3rd place Aston Villa. Still in sport, Victor Osimhen is in contention to face Juventus after returning to training following a minor knee injury. Osimhen was left out of the Galatasaray squad for the 2-0 defeat to Konyaspor last Saturday as a precaution. Juventus will host Galatasaray in Turin on Wednesday. Recall that Galatasaray won the first leg 5-2, with Osimhen providing 2 assists. On entertainment news, singer Ahmed Olulade, popularly known as Asake, has emerged as the most streamed artist of all time on Spotify. The streaming giant recently released a list of the top 5 most streamed artists of all time in Nigeria to mark the 5th anniversary of the operation in the country. Asake topped the list, followed by Wizkid and Sheyi Vibes as numbers 2 and 3rd, respectively. Burna Boy came 4th, while Davido took the 5th position. And that's all we have for you at this time. To ensure to follow us on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website at spectrumtvlive.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 10. I am Emedion James. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.